My philosophy is, why be normal when you can be the best? I don't want to be normal. I want to make the difference. So everything I do, I want to make the difference. Because when I make the difference, I'm the best. And that is not arrogance, that is confidence.
I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
What did I say to you? What were my words to you? Maybe it was your time to lose. You didn't think so. Lose? I don't lose! I win! I win! I'm a lawyer! That's my job! That's what I do!
I built this shit! Me! Brick by brick! And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk! You are the most influential player on this team. If you walk around defeated, so will they. Don't tell me you can't give me more than what I've been seeing. You just carried a 140-pound man across this whole field on your arms. God's gifted you with the ability of leadership. Don't waste it.
Fear is never reaching your potential.
That's it.
That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
Yep.
I could have been great.
If you had to create a human, what would you put them through to make them tough? It probably wouldn't be a really chill life.
Yeah.
What would you put them through to make them patient? Well, you probably wouldn't give them things immediately. And so it's like we want these traits, but each of the traits has a price tag attached to it. And it's just like, do you want to pay the price tag to get the thing? And so I think if people reframed the period of life that they're going through as the price that they're paying out of their wallet, but the wallet is their time, is the seconds of life that they're trading for it, then I think more people would be willing to make the trade.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood. You know, the whole week I was thinking, I want to finish this fight. I'm going to finish this fight before the championship rounds. And this is, you know, I should be able to smash this guy. You know, Goggins' message, it was for a reason, you know, his reason.
It's not that simple. It's a lie they tell you over and over again.
What's not simple?
Any of it. All of it. It's how they get you to give up. They say it's not that simple, Vinny.
So what's the truth?
That it is. That if you just do the thing that they tell you you can't, then it's done. And you realize it is that simple. That it always was.
All I had to do was just go work out, and now what's going to happen is a residual effect of that. Not only does my body grow, but my belief in whatever my current endeavors are, they're just, they seem closer. They seem like, you know, I can reach out and grab them now. And you don't get that sense of confidence by going through society's rhyme to reasons. You know, you do your own thing, you know, especially when everyone else isn't doing it and they call you crazy or whatever else. Oh, you didn't hear, and people driving by being like, what the fuck's that guy doing up so late? Well, what's up so late mean? I don't know. It's the moments in life, the decisions you make on a moment-to-moment basis that add up to be the guy or not the guy.
But in the end, you're doing it for yourself. Because every time you step on the field, when players get angry at coaches, teammates, or whoever surrounding, or media, they forget every training they do is not for the surrounding. You do the training for yourself. You do it to become better and make a better version of yourself and test yourself.
But Goggins gave me a really good reminder. Just, John, you should want this fight to be miserable. You should want this to hurt. Be the guy who thrives in that. And I felt like I was that guy tonight. I had to earn this position. You know, I think about, you know, the first person to climb Everest. You know, I'm sure people died. Lots of people died, and respectfully say that. The first man who ran a 4-minute mile, I'm sure he was hurting bad, you know. To be the first person to do anything, you should look like this. So that makes the victory even sweeter.
Ain't no grave that can hold us down, motherfucker. Ain't no grave that can hold us down. Right now in life, your family is looking for that one guy right now. They're looking for that one guy who's strong, who's that pillar for the family in hard times. Make sure they look around and find you. These are the times right now for you to step up. Be that guy that can take anything.
You ain't gonna believe this, but you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow.
Everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was at. Like, I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning, until I started doing martial arts. Martial arts taught me that, like, I could get better at stuff, that I wasn't really a loser. I just was someone who was like in a fucked up situation. But you could channel all that energy that you have as a young person into something and get better at it. And then all of a sudden people admired me. I was like, this is crazy. So I went from being someone who was incredibly insecure and basically a failure to someone who was really successful at this one thing that was very dangerous, that other people were scared of.
If you begin to hate the thing that you do, you negatively change your trajectory. And that means that at the time when you can benefit the most by every single unit of work, which is the later that you go, presuming that you continue to hit that upward trajectory, if you've completely killed any passion or desire to do the work in the early stages because you've not protected it appropriately, that can be by focusing on the wrong things, by not rewarding yourself, by not building it with people that care about you, by just not celebrating when you hit milestones, all of the things that actually help to keep you going.
Being a character.
By the time you get to the stage where each unit of effort allows you to gain 1,000 or 1,000,000 of each of the things that it would have done at the very beginning, you've inverted the passion equation. It takes way more energy to start a thing than to continue doing a thing, and yet in the beginning the rewards are way lower than they are at the end. But if you don't protect your passion, your motivation is at its lowest when you are at your highest amount of efficiency in terms of returning your time put in.
But like, man, it's just the air smells a little bit better right now. When you say you're gonna do something and then you follow through and you do it, not at the end when you cross the marathon, you finish it, or your hands raised. I'm talking about right now, the small steps in between the big successes that everyone sees. No one sees this. Right now, I'm saying, like, there's a confidence to it, man. There's a bad motherfucker that's right here, that's getting ahead of the competition. There's an overwhelming sense of fulfillment and pride and satisfaction with that.
But sooner or later, it's something that's inside of you just has to want it. You have to need it. You gotta go at it like it's that next breath that you gotta take, that nobody can stop you. And the closer you get to it, you're gonna have naysayers, you're gonna have doubters, you're gonna have people that's close to you, that even in the crib with your laying beside of you, that don't believe in you. I know I stepped on somebody's toes right there, but it's okay. That's what I came here to do. But it's up to you to wipe the tears out your eyes and go get it. Because my motto when I was 7 years old is I believe. I got to Jackson State and I started saying I believe, and they thought it was something new. I've been believing for a long time, and I'm not going to ever stop.
I get up every morning, I run, I go to the gym, and then at nighttime I stretch out. I am just trying to develop a business, costing me a lot of money trying to do that. I'm just getting out. I'm an introvert, so I never want to get on social media. I'm not big on that. I'm big on being with yourself. I believe all these fucking cameras and phones and shit, it takes you away from the most powerful thing in the world, which is your fucking mind.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, "You've changed," remember, it's because they don't know how to say, "You've grown."
Find something. Find a thing that you genuinely enjoy, because getting good at things you genuinely enjoy is extremely beneficial.
Only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. And that's when he said, success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. Because everything else is petty. Everything else does show that you were thinking about these people all day long, which means they win by default. He's like, all you can do is think about your goal and winning. He's like, and when you win, that's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance.
People think it's easy. It's not easy.
Very hard.
Because everybody think, hey, I train, I go do individual skills, I go do that, I get an agent, I get this coach, and I'll become a pro. It doesn't work like that. It has to be about luck, hard work. Where you come, it's meant that you should be where you are. And it's easy to say, hey, I could have been a pro, I would be the best in the world. No, it's not like that. It's all this combined, and then we see what happens. They have to be happy, healthy, but with discipline, they have to do the things.
You know better, but you're not doing better. And to know better and not be willing to do better, your career isn't gonna get any better. Your love life isn't gonna get any better. To all of you married women and men, for you to decide that you're not gonna do something for your husband and your wife that can make the dynamics of your relationship better because in your mind they don't deserve it. You ever heard of unconditional love? You ever heard of doing something for somebody that they don't deserve? The problem is you want somebody to make you feel appreciated for what you're doing. You want somebody to put on some pom-poms and jump up and down and celebrate you and make you feel like they recognize what you're doing.
To succeed, you must fail. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there. All the answers to all the test questions. The test is your life. All the answers are in there. You don't have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit it. Like people hate working out. You're only gonna visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours of the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there.
So you think that I'm done? That my career will soon be over? You don't know me. All my life I had to fight. No one believed in me. So I had to believe in myself. Some people wanted to break me, but they only made me stronger. Others wanted to exploit me. They only made me smarter. And now you think I'm done? To all of you, I only have one thing to say. I'm not like you, because I'm not you.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
I had to bury my best friend, and I dedicated this fight. I wasn't going to fight. I dedicated this fight to him. I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it. It sucks to do it. It sucks to wake up every morning of your life and say, God, man, I'm not smart. So guess what I gotta do? I gotta study the same shit that I got one of the highest scores in the nation on, and do it again, do it again, do it again. It's not just there. It's not just there permanently for me. So yeah, it's all stick. It's all stick.
And once you get it, come on over this side of the fence, you don't see fucking problems anymore, man. You see situations. You see possibilities. And you can't wait to get them started, man. You're like, why did I wait so long to engage? It doesn't matter about the past. It's today. What are we doing today? What are we going to engage now? And once we engage, we commit. There's no half commitment, there's no quarter commitment, there's no three-quarter. It's full commitment. Once we engage, it's every fucking day we engage. Because that's the better life.
Stay focused. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to nobody, homie. What's on your mind, just do it. Because what's destined for you, you gonna get it.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
For the people getting started, one is find a mentor, somebody who's gone the path that you want to go and follow them. Two is do not compare yourself to other people that are farther along the journey and assume that you're going to get there overnight. Once again, the killer of joy is comparison. You need to run away from that. And finally, you need to understand that you must be willing to sacrifice who you are today for who you want to become tomorrow. You have to sacrifice who you are today for who you want to become tomorrow. The Bible, there's a verse in the Bible that says, when I became a man, I put away childish things. You can't become the best version of yourself unless you're willing to neglect who you are today.
What people understand is that they live for themselves, not knowing that you have the power within yourself to change millions of lives by facing life, by facing yourself. And through that, I would die never knowing that I had the power to change millions of lives. And what haunts me the most, people ask me, what haunts you the most? What haunts me the most is that if I would have died at 300 pounds, let's say I was 75 years old, I got to heaven, and God has a chart like that on everybody's life. God knows all, let's say that. I don't care what you believe in, doesn't matter. I'm not judging anybody. But let's say my thing is God.
The only reason I had to be selfish during that time is because I had a path and a goal that I wanted her to be able to achieve and her to be able to see. Knowing that I had to make this sacrifice now for the benefit of what was going to deliver down the line. And if I couldn't deliver what I wanted to deliver down the line, it would actually be more detrimental to myself and to the family and to my growth and to her growth if I didn't complete what I was set out to complete.
This is where most people give up. They let the fear of another failure keep them down. They start to believe that maybe, just maybe, they weren't meant to succeed in the first place. But here's the thing, falling down isn't the end of your story. In fact, it's just the beginning of a new chapter. When you're lying there on the ground, feeling the sting of failure, you have a choice to make. You can either stay there, lamenting over what could have been, or you can summon the courage to get back up and try again. It's not easy. Nobody said it would be.
You have to go in the trenches, bro. It's ugly. And if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to sacrifice maybe your current life or sacrifice going out with friends or chasing girls, then that's the price you are paying, right? No, in the beginning it didn't really work out. It's instant pleasures. People like junkies on their phone, on TikTok, like consuming, ordering food. Oh, 10 minutes here, People want everything now, bro. People want everything now. But what makes me different, I'm willing to sacrifice right now for who I want to be in the future. I'm willing to sacrifice my current reality for the lifestyle I want to live forever, right? If you can create that for yourself, then you'll be dangerous. Then you'll be a dangerous man and there's no competition.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood, you know? And the whole week I was thinking, I want to finish this fight. I'm going to finish this fight before the championship rounds. And this is, you know, I should be able to smash this guy. You know, Goggins' message, it was for a reason, you know, his reason. And Greg Jackson's been saying it for years, be comfortable being uncomfortable. But Goggins gave me a really good reminder. Just, John, you should want this fight to be miserable. You should want this to hurt.
You know, this generation, for kids, you know what I'm talking about. They have everything easy. They have computers, they have good food on the table. They don't sacrifice a lot to get what they want. I want to give the best. I want him to suffer a little bit to reach what he wants to be. He didn't believe because what he see now, he don't imagine what we sacrifice, the hardest time that we had. He don't believe. So it's hard, but I think I'm gonna be I know how to do it, to motivate him, to push him, but we'll be here.
I asked a cameraman up there, I'm like, hey, I said, how did Goggins look? And he's like, well, he had his shirt off and it was cold rain. He's had his shirt off and he was saying, they don't fucking know me. I'm like, who is he? He's like, they don't know me, son, and saying all this stuff. I said, who is he saying that to? And he's like, there's nobody up here. But that's real. And so he did, and he got better, and he freaking just crushed the second half of that race. And same thing happened lifting. He the more reps we did, the better he got.
We can learn from past regrets. We're gonna ensure we don't re-regret them. We're gonna ensure we don't go out tonight. If we stay in here, even else, no one else is here, and push you a little bit further. There's still work to be done. The party I might smile at tonight, the laughter I might be had tonight, is a huge distant second to the fucking pride one feels of accomplishing their goals. And here, even though it's painful, it's joyful.
And you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and then you're gonna win. And that's life. Life without those challenges, it's just existence. Don't just exist, go live.
There's patience, the thing that goes beyond hustle and hard work. The discipline of patience, the thing that goes beyond hustle and hard work, right? Because we all talk about hustle, we talk about working hard, we talk about grinding, this, that, and the third, but nobody talks to you about patience. Nobody speaks about that patience, because in the patience, that's where you're gonna make it or you're gonna break.
Right, and that's an ugly thing, an old infant. So, part of the reason you choose your damn sacrifice, because the sacrifice is inevitable.
Most of everyone who's listening to this who isn't achieving what they want is fucked with their time. They think that they're spending all their time working, but your output, you don't even know how to work. I'm being really real with you. You think you know how to work, you don't know how to work. The amount of output, and I'll measure this by what is your output? It's probably not as high as you think. Rather than trying to learn all these productivity hacks, the ultimate productivity hack is no, N-O, is you stop doing shit. And then when you create space, then you can fill it with the thing that matters. But trying to add on more to your schedule of all the things that you're not willing to sacrifice is the very reason that you're not doing what you need to do.
That's why I like to be isolated, and that's why this has helped me coming out here and being locked in an apartment on my own, building back up my leg, going from rehab to home, because there was no outsiders. It was isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication. There was nothing else going on in my life, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not that I don't like people, it's just that I'd rather just, this needs to be, to get to the level that you need to get to the pinnacle, it needs to be like that. It needs to be no outsiders. It needs to be, you need to have your team and your focus, and that's it.
A friend of mine actually said to me on a trip recently, she said, in successful spaces, oftentimes people will use the word sacrifice. We heard many people, we heard Martin, we heard so many people up on the stage saying sacrifice, 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 sacrifice. And she said one of the most powerful things ever to me. She said, when we say we've sacrificed something for our career, we shouldn't be afraid to put a name to who that sacrifice was, because oftentimes it was the people in our lives that we call friends.
Yeah. All of that's in your control, you know what I mean? I feel like the people that have done that, no matter how long they did it, or, you know what I mean, they found some type of success from it. You couldn't have had this if you didn't focus up, you know what I mean? You wouldn't be doing interviews. You had to focus up. So it's the same with any craft. I feel like if you put that time to it, or you dedicate, you sacrifice that little, you know what I mean, all them distractions, you'll see some type of success. And people don't understand that. They rather see you get successful and then be mad at it, or be wondering, well, why that's him and not me? You ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing to become successful, you know what I mean? So
congratulations. You achieved failure. Failure has been achieved, thank God. Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is. It always has been. Nothing's changed since the 70s. Nothing. Except people train not as hard.
Yeah, well, I was believing myself and believing what I do, and my coach. And he said to me from day one, you just do what I say to you. If you do that, you're gonna become a better than everyone. And we did that. We do it still and do it. The just coaches take me out from the session. You can't do so much training and you're gonna get injured and stuff.
I will party later. I work hard now, so the second half of my life I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's been my mentality. It's like I'm not going to trick off my early years for partying and then worry about struggling, how I'm going to make it, how I'm going to take care of my family, how I'm going to take care of everybody else. Like, that's not going to be me. I'm going to grind it out now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to set up the foundation so I can enjoy myself later. That's always been my mentality, and that works for me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been blessed to be around cats who gave me the game and wisdom and just told me like it is, and I was just open enough to listen.
What I can do more, this is my work. That's why I train hard, 4 sessions, 3 sessions every day. I was believing that's gonna happen. That's why I was telling him stay here 3 years.
If you are a 1, you cannot expect to lead 2s, 3s, 4, 5s. If you're a 1, you can only lead 0s. It doesn't make you a bad person, you just need to focus on 0s. The problem is you are 1 trying to lead 3s. But when you become the right person and you become a 10, you become a leader. Why? Because 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, they follow you. So listen to me, when we leave, I'm gonna walk you through some stuff, but before we leave, I just need you to be the right person.
Stay focused and don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to anybody, because what's on your mind will affect the outcome. And what's written for you is already written. You just need to create the play.
Sometimes the best way to solve your own problems is to help someone else.
Zuko, you must let go of your feelings of shame if you want your anger to go away.
But I don't feel any shame at all. I'm as proud as ever.
Prince Zuko, pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame. Be careful what you wish for, Admiral. History is not always kind to its subject.
I'm tired.
Then you should rest. A man needs his rest. You sound like my nephew, always thinking you need to do things on your own without anyone's support.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same.
Looks like the winds are changing.
Change is good.
Yeah, but it's not easy. I know what I have to do, but going back means I'll have to face my past. I've been running from it for so long. Ow! Jeez, what was that for?
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or...
Meaning, you ever been in the airport and when you don't get your flight on time, you get delayed, and you can be standing by some people and they get mad and they almost make you mad. You're like, man, I wasn't even trying to get mad, but they making me mad. Never even realizing life may be protecting you from something.
Tell you the truth, I don't know if it's special. Only you're gonna know that when the time is right. And it ain't gonna come overnight. You're gonna take a beat, you're gonna take this, you're gonna get knocked out, you're gonna get up, and you're gonna see if you got the right thing. But you gotta work hard. I swear to God, if you're not gonna do it, I'm out.
Like every punch I ever thrown has been on my own. Nobody showed me how to do this. I'm ready.
You gotta put your past behind you. Look, kid, bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right?
Right.
Wrong! When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world.
It's normal to not know what you're doing. If you did, it wouldn't be called growth. High five your fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and carry on. Do you get tired, stressed, sad, hungry, frustrated, unfocused? Do you feel misunderstood? Great. You're human. You don't need medication. The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them.
We need to be reminded more than we need to be taught.
So creating your own bullshit, whether it's through fucking some brutal kettlebell exercise or running up hills or something, is extremely valuable for you also, not just accepting the nuanced perspectives of other people, but also being able to navigate through this world with some sort of an understanding of just how complex it all is and how weird it all is, and not be overly thrown off by every little dip in the road and pothole that you encounter.
Bad things don't come in threes. Bad things happen, people don't know how to cope, and they allow one bad thing to snowball into more. Bad stuff sucks. The only thing worse is letting one bad thing ruin many good things.
You're walking in the room with people who are envious. You're walking in the room with people who are jealous. You're walking in the room with people who can't stand you. You're walking in the room with people who are only with you because of what you could do for them. You're walking in the room with people who are literally your enemies, and you're wondering why you're not blowing up. They don't have the energy. They don't have the love.
Yeah, people don't know how to manage their emotions. I think the more, at least for me, the more I've tried to create space between how I feel and what I do, the more consistent my outcomes have been.
Have the conversation with the person that's holding you back. The reason most people who are listening right now are not doing that thing is they're worried about the opinion of somebody, usually their mother, usually their father. And the reality is that your spouse may be the person holding you back, and you have to have that conversation. We have to get to a place where you're doing you, because the number one thing that scares the fuck out of me is regret. And you're gonna sit there at 72 and you're gonna say, I wish.
Whoever I blame for the life I have is the person who I give all the power over my existence, over my circumstances. And so it hurts, but if you turn the finger inwards and you start saying, I don't like my life. The person that I need to punish or get back at is the real person who got me here, which is me. And so you may be right that other people did certain things or you got dealt a bad hand. It also doesn't matter, because the only thing that you can control is obviously the actions that you take.
Believer in what Charlie Chaplin said is that a life is a tragedy in close-up and a comedy in long shot. If you sit back visually on a situation, it automatically becomes funnier.
When you shift places and get out of your own perception and into someone else's perspective, now you're thinking like them, which is giving you an informational advantage. But you know what they're all doing? Everyone else out there is trapped in their own perception, not thinking about a different perspective. So immediately you have superior information, superior positioning. You have an advantage that they don't have. And if you do that to your boss, it's going to change your career. If you do that to your spouse, it's going to change your marriage. If you do that to your kids, it's going to change your family legacy, because nobody else out there is doing it.
Wow, so your brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
So you could create enough of a visualization for yourself if you really were to powerfully start to focus on it and do that and build that ability to visualize something that your brain at one point would have to think it's so true that the world would meet you and put it into your life.
I love the way you put that.
Wow.
You will get 100x, 1000x your returns, placing your efforts to try and change those things on you as opposed to on the world. I think basically the best way to move through the world is to see your entire surroundings as immutable and you as mutable. You're the only mutable thing in the entire world. You're the only thing that can change. Everybody else, people, opinions, places, economy, politicians, policies, all of that, none of that's going to change.
You cannot leave. A real warrior never quits. Why didn't you quit? You knew I was trying to get rid of you, yet you stayed.
Yeah, I stayed. I stayed because every time you threw a brick at my head or said I smelled, it hurt. But it could never hurt more than it did every day of my life just being me. I stayed because I thought if anyone could change me, could make me not me, it was you.
Asking is the beginning of receiving, so start the process. Here's number 2. Receiving is not the problem. Receiving is automatic. Now, if that's true, receiving is not the problem, what's the problem? Failure to ask might be one of your major problems. I don't know. Check it out.
I think as well, when it comes to accepting yourself, do you want to accept you? Do you want to accept a version of you that you shouldn't accept? One that you're not proud of, one that doesn't live up to their word, one whose thoughts, actions, and intentions aren't aligned fully. You go, well, I mean, I can, but I don't particularly feel good about that. That feels like the higher version of me, the potential version of me that I want to live up to is, I'm sort of derogating them, that this isn't really the tribute to them that it should be. Yeah, that's why the self-acceptance movement, that's why people feel icky about it. People feel icky about the self-acceptance movement because they know that people are accepting a version of themselves which is falling short from what it could be.
Advice I wish I had known in my 20s and 30s. If you lack confidence, build evidence. The fewer people you try to impress, the more impressive you become. And you can learn anything you want as long as you're willing to look dumb in front of other people for an extended period of time. Find people who are more ambitious than you and then stop letting them be more ambitious than you. And then no matter how behind you start, it's hard to beat a man who never stops learning.
When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. That is where your power is. No matter how unfair life may seem, no matter how cruel or overwhelming the situation may be, you are free to choose your attitude in any given set of circumstances. And you are also free to choose what you do or don't do in response.
Because the gift that has been given to you is the existence, is this lifetime in the first place. We already have been given the greatest gift of everything, existence. Now, don't let anybody interfere trying to take that away from you.
Is there a version of yourself that's better than you are right now? And most people, hopefully, would say yes. It's like, great, accept that person. And I think that, to me, when we talk about the authenticity, accepting yourself is accepting the ideal that we can live up to. And that is what we accept, not the shitty version of that we are today. And I think that marries both sides of the argument.
People see the trophies, but not the training ground.
Everybody wants the view, but no one wants the climb.
Everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it.
You want to reach your goal? How to reach the goal the quickest? Be focused with your energy. Meaning, be focused with the mind. Don't lose the goal from the mind. Whatever you do from the moment of waking up until the evening, whatever you do, keep the goal in the mind.
Whatever is in your imagination, God places the life He has for you in your imagination. Because your imagination is God showing you a preview of a coming attraction He has for you. And you got to get after that, man. You got to go and get at that. If you don't do it, life becomes real normal and real mediocre to you. It takes courage to pursue your dream.
The most important question to ask is, what pain do you want in your life? What are you willing to struggle for? Anything worthwhile is going to require some degree of pain and struggle. So, if you're oriented toward the pain and the struggle, you're probably going to be more aligned with what you're capable of accomplishing rather than if you just orient toward the pleasures.
Anything you want, everything you want, it's a thing. And if you can't handle this thing, the consequences attached are severe. Do you know you, and are you okay with you? If you are not, it'll break you.
The clock strikes midnight. Another day ends. Another opportunity slips away. Tomorrow, you whisper to yourself. Tomorrow I'll be more prepared. Tomorrow the timing will be better. Tomorrow I'll feel ready. But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. Next month becomes next year. And suddenly you're looking back at a collection of tomorrows that never arrived. The greatest tragedy in life isn't failure. It's delay. It's allowing the illusion of someday readiness to rob you of the only time you're guaranteed. Today.
Self-confidence is huge. It's important, and you gotta forge it every single day. The third one is you gotta live with purpose. If you don't have purpose in your life, you don't have momentum. You don't have anything driving you forward, anything pulling you out of bed every single day.
What if readiness isn't something that arrives like a package at your doorstep? What if it's something you build through action, not through waiting? What if the very concept of feeling ready is the most sophisticated form of self-deception we've ever created? The question isn't whether you're ready. The question is, are you willing? You see, most of us are waiting for permission that will never arrive.
Now let me tell y'all something about dreams. Listen up, because this is something I found out a long time ago that goes against everything you see in a movie, on TV, or what your great-grandma may have told you when you were a kid. See, dreams don't happen overnight. That ain't how it works. See, they come to you in the daylight. You gots to be awake.
Belief in oneself and knowing who you are, that's the foundation of everything great. People should learn from my mistakes as well, not only my successes. That's the beauty of living a life. I'm not a perfect guy. You can take whatever out of it that you choose that applies to you. Some things that I've done will not apply to you. And I made, by the grace of God and whatever angels that I had over my shoulders, I made it through. You may not make it through that same hole. But if you could take what I've done and then perfect on it, then that's great.
What I try to do is just try to be still and understand that things come and go, emotions come and go. The important thing is to accept them all, to embrace them all, and then you can choose to do with them what you want versus being controlled by emotion.
If you love what you do and dedicate yourself to your work, then you will gain momentum. You will gain that momentum. You have to. And each success will create another success. I always tell this to people. You have to know whether or not you continue to have the momentum. And if you don't have it, that's okay. Because you're going to go on and you're going to learn and you're going to do things that are great. But you have to know about the word momentum.
A lot of times I've seen players, even myself, when I was younger, being consumed by a particular fear. And to the point where you're saying, okay, it's not good to feel fear. I shouldn't be nervous in the situation. And it does nothing but grow. Versus stepping back and saying, yeah, I am nervous about the situation. Yeah, I am fearful about the situation. But what am I afraid of? And then you kind of unpack it. And then it gives you the ability to look at it for really what it is, which is nothing more than your imagination running its course,
Never quit. Never give up. Do something you love. When you do something you love, as a scout, I see that you love it. But when you do something that you love, you'll never fail. What you're going to do is give it a shot again and again and again. You're ultimately going to be successful.
If you quit whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you quit, whatever you were trying to accomplish can never happen. There's not even a remote possibility. If you quit, there is no chance of it popping back up again, coming back later. Quitting is guaranteed failure.
Be grateful for who you are. Be grateful that you know something about yourself. I am a spiritual being. I live in a physical body. I correspond with the material universe. I attract to me whatever's in harmony with me. And you see, if you concentrate on the good and you concentrate on nothing but good coming to you, that's what's going to come. Thing that you will attract is what you focus on.
When you're trying, you're going to fail. But quitting, just stopping, you have to make sure that your dreams, your aspirations and goals are so big that not accomplishing them is not an option.
See, the point is, you don't know how much future you've got. What's gone is gone. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Some of you have had divorces. Some of you have probably had bankruptcies. Some of you have had terrible things happen in the past. But what's gone is gone. It's in the past. And to spend your time focusing on the past is to spend the only thing that you've got, and that's what's right here, right now, because the sand never stops running. This is all we've got.
Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. People don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it.
Now, having goals is great, but it's not enough. You need to write them down. There's something magical that happens when you put pen to paper. It's like you're sending a message to your subconscious mind saying, this is important. Pay attention to this. And don't just write them once and forget about them. Review your goals regularly. I recommend reading them every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed. This keeps them fresh in your mind and helps you stay focused.
You have to decide along the way which one you're going to be. You can be a leader, but a leader is a developed set of skills. It's a developed set. And the more, but see, here's what stops the average person from being a leader is the fear of the consequences of leading.
Here's where many people go wrong. They set a goal, and then they sit back and wait for it to happen. That's not how it works. Goals without action are just wishes. You need to take consistent, persistent action towards your goals. This is where discipline comes in.
You can't Google success and you can't Google exposure. You can't Google now one of them things. Matter of fact, go home and Google it. Google success, see if you get it. Google exposure, see if you get it. You have to be exposed to certain things in order for you to know it. And success is hard.
You can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. That's true in your personal life, it's true in your family life, it's true in your corporate life.
Every moment of your life, you're answering 3 questions. Jot them down. 3 questions. First question is, what are you going to focus on? Right now, whatever you're focusing on affects you. If you're focusing on how you're going to use what you're going to learn this weekend, you could be focusing on the smell of your neighbor after all that jumping up and down. There's so many things you can focus on. We don't focus on everything. We focus on a small number of things, and that's what we experience in life. And focus, write down, equals feeling. Whatever you focus on, you're going to feel, even if it's not true. So the most powerful decision we make, and most of us don't make it consciously, is what are we going to focus on? You will go to Cali. You will live in that house. You will get a pool. You will learn how to swim. You will be in the sun in the wintertime. You will live your best life. I'm not on my watch. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself of some stuff that has happened on your watch.
You are here, my friends, because you believe that human potential is nearly limitless, but you know that having potential is not the same as actually doing something with it.
Accept the pain. Smile at the pain. Embrace the pain. Pain is the gatekeeper of destiny. Pain is there to ask you one simple question. Do you really want to achieve your goals, or are you just a talker?
There is no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse.
And let me tell you, if someone told me that something is impossible, I will go out and do it. That's just the way I always was. I was told to my face, you're nothing but a giant muscle. You can't act. You have no future and you have an accent that is laughable. Ignore the naysayers. Work like hell. Trust yourself. Break some rules. Don't be afraid to fail.
What would you say to a young person today who felt that they were predetermined to be a certain way?
You've already quit. If you've accepted that where you are is where you're going to be, you've already lost. And there's no power in that. There's no power in that. That's like staying right here. You're not popping the clutch. You're not going forward. You've made a choice to just stay here. And that's your responsibility.
Stop scaring yourself. How often do you terrorize yourself with your own thoughts? And it's only coming from your thoughts. Nobody out there is doing a thing. Sometimes it's an old family pattern. Sometimes we get new things. You know, we find so many ways to scare ourselves. I would like people to, when you have time, to make a list of your fears. Make a list of your fears. And then give yourself the opportunity to turn each fear into a positive affirmation.
Don't complain. Don't talk negative. That's average people talk normal. Average people talk problems. The greats talk solutions. I used to say, when is my daddy coming to get me? When is my biological father gonna come in my life? And while I would talk like that, I ended up getting kicked out of school. And while I talk like that, I ended up being homeless. And while I talk like that, I was broke.
The difficult of things that you pass through in your life make you be stronger mentally to challenge a hard life. And of course, the environment too helps. Life is a box of surprises and it's hard, you know. It's not easy, you know, to be in this level and still push and still motivate.
Why I hate being around negative people. Being an asshole is a weak person's idea of strength. Complaining is their connection. Never let yourself be held back by other people's fears. People criticize what they were afraid to do themselves because bold action reminds them of their own inaction. If you're afraid to be criticized, why do you care about the opinions of those who are too timid to do it themselves? If you are the criticizer, does tearing down someone who has the courage you lack make you better?
If you could give everyone in the world an experiment to do for 30 days, what would it be?
Oh, I would ask them to take out a piece of paper and write down every thought that they've been thinking that's standing in the way between their future and where they are. Write down every habit or behavior, even how they speak, that stops them from becoming the person that is healthy, wealthy, or free. I would have them write down what the behaviors look like of a great person that they wanted to become. And I would have them practice thinking about it and practice rehearsing it. And then I would say to them, what emotions would you feel when your future happened? Because you have to teach your body emotionally.
If you can control your behavior, you can also control how intelligent you are. And so if you want to be a smart cookie, then it means that you just decrease the amount of times that you do not change your behavior under the same conditions. And so when I think about this, when I teach my team, when I teach anyone, I think in these conditions. And so every time you watch or you consume a piece of content, you read a book, if you think, what behavior am I going to change as a result of this? If the answer is nothing, you wasted your time and you pretended to be learning, but you were really entertaining yourself.
If you really know somebody is good at something, they don't just recognize the patterns, they know how to use it. People freak out because the problem is overwhelming. No, it's a pattern, and I know how to do this pattern. I know how to change this pattern. Once you know what patterns are, you're no longer fearful. When you know how to use them, you start having power. If you want to learn to play the piano, how do you do it? Well, initially, you learn to play someone else's music, someone else's pattern. That's beautiful. But after you've played enough of other people's music, there's a point in which your brain makes a set of connections and you start to become a creator.
Don't listen. Just visualize your goal, know exactly where you want to go. Trust yourself. Get out there and work like hell and break some of the rules and never ever be afraid of failure. I couldn't have gone to one lifting event in my life if I would have been afraid of failure. Because of course there's a chance that you can fail. When you lift the weight, I tried 10 times to lift bench press 500 pounds and I failed, but the 11th time I did it. So never give up and never be afraid of failure, because otherwise you box yourself in and you limit yourself.
You got to be hungry. People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry believe, always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. I didn't do what I'm doing right now because it was hard.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it and you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up, being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere.
If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. Complain, point at your circumstances, give up your power, blame the government, blame the economy. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
I'm unbeatable. I'm totally and completely
unequivocally unbeatable. It's all in the head. Other times you go in the ring and think, this geezer's too good for me. You've lost before you start.
Yep.
It's in the head. But over a period of time, you learn a little bit more about yourself because you have more experience in different circumstances. Then you find out what you really are.